Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids, and today I've got a really cool rare champion tech for you. Thanks to Limiting. Actually, he's part of the Sin clan cluster that I'm a part of as well. And he sent me a message and said, "Hey, check this out. It's actually super cool." So I want to break it down for you today. Now, this champion we're going to be looking at is a rare champion, so obviously very easy to get. Very easy to book. I don't even know if you need to book them. I'll take a look here in a second. And that champion is Ironclad. And now the thing that we're going to be doing with Ironclad really comes down to this passive. So yes, in fact, you don't need to book him, although he doesn't need many books, so you might as well. But he has this really interesting passive called Bloodburst. Has a 1-turn cooldown. When healed, will attack all enemies, inflicting damage proportional to any surplus heal. Damage inflicted is equal to 50% of any surplus heal. So I've seen runs of this guy before with like savage gear on, right? With lethal gear on, making him hit as hard as possible and then putting him in with champions like Sathalia, or even I guess Apothecary is like a super budget option. Someone that's going to do a nice big chunky single target heal on this guy, and you pop off an AoE nuke the enemy team. And yeah, that does work. Of course, it doesn't really make any sense. It's just kind of a meme thing. It's just for fun because it's not really practical. I mean, why bring in him and then a healer? You put the two champions together and he does a good nuke under very awkward to arrange circumstances when I can just, bring in Magnar and Magnar just does it by himself, right? But what Limiting has done, I think this is really cool, he's gone for a totally different thing, which is a combination of 2 gear sets. And there's actually a couple of options for gear sets that you can use here. In this case, he's running it with Toxic, and the key then to unlock this potential is to run him with Immortal as well, because Immortal set heals you by 3% of your HP every time you take a turn. Now, guess what? That heal triggers Bloodburst. All right, now it doesn't do any damage. It's a tiny heal. The damage it's going to do is absolutely tiny. But the fact is that it does do damage. In fact, it does damage in an AoE whenever he takes a turn. Now, the fun thing is that damage can proc artifact sets. And double fun thing, as I'm sure some people know, maybe some people don't know, but artifact sets, same thing actually happens with blessings. They do not interact at all with accuracy or resistance. Okay, they're not affected by it. So even with 0 accuracy, you still always have a 75% straight up to place poison. So at Toxic set and Immortal, Ironclad actually becomes a very consistent AoE poisoner. Other sets I think you could run this with, which would be really cool, and I'm going to show you a run in a second and how useful this is. Fairly obvious stuff here. Stun set, that chance to play stun debuff, really cool. I think one that's actually pretty interesting, pretty exciting. Do we have any of the, do we maybe don't have any of the set here? Am I blind? I could also be blind. Don't think we have any, but taunting. The taunting set. Let me actually just filter, see if we've got any in storage. I am blind. Maybe we just don't have any. But taunting is extremely good. I guess we just don't have it. But yeah, you put him in taunting set. Every time he takes a turn, he's going to use his passive to put out 1 attempt at taunting. It's more consistent than the stun set, but it will result in him taking damage. And then he'd also have an attack. He can attack with his A1. So, for example, you could have 2 chances to proc that taunting set against the Hydra every time he takes a turn, which is kind of awesome for just a rare champion. Pretty damn cool. He's got HP in all battles aura as well. In terms of how he built him out, you can see here, got him at 53k HP. I think high speed is the main thing. You just want him to be fast. Take as many turns as possible to proc the passive. As you can see, resistance and accuracy don't matter. He has built him here with 100% crit rate and some defense, but that's it. He's not built in crazy gear, which is good because you really do need specific sets. For masteries, then, he does have War Master, because again, I believe with this passive we can proc that War Master in AoE, and then he's just got him with Master Hexer and Sniper, right, to just place more of these poisons and to extend these poisons to up the damage output. What a clever build. What a really awesome build. Let's go in here and let's take a look. Now, the place that he used him and found great success is actually in Secret Room 7 of Doom Tower Hard, which is with rare HP champions only. Very difficult room. Very, very difficult. We have a team set up here for it. So let's take a quick gander. Here we go. The team setup, Ironclad. He's just going to be doing his A1. He's not going to be doing this. We just want to put out more poisons. Gnarlhorn, set up like this. Sorry, we check all the waves. All the waves are the same. Gnarlhorn is just going to open with his A1. Gnarlhorn 2 is going to open with the provoke, so they staggered those out. You can see this one is faster. And then Painkeeper is just going to priority 1 her heal throughout. Now, we don't need that heal to proc Ironclad passive. He's doing that himself just fine. The heal is just going to be to top up the Gnarlhorns. But let's click start and let's go. The thing about this one is, put on 2 times speed, there we go, that with this secret room, and look at that, look at all those poisons out there. Look at all those poisons. It's amazing. He's already churning them out. We get the next provoke goes out. Ironclad is going to go again. There's a poison right there. Okay. Waiting for him to take his next turn and hopefully get out a good chunk here. Look at that. Look at just all the poisons start getting laid out when his passive procs. It's actually really incredible. With this room though, I mean, HP based rares, they don't do a lot of damage, right? You really don't have much damage. But with Ironclad in this poison set, in this toxic set, there he goes again, takes the turn. It looks like he's actually putting out 2 poisons per turn, which is kind of weird, and I'm not sure what the interaction there is. My best guess, I am right, let's put it down to 1 time speed next time he takes a turn. Actually, here's a good test. Does he proc it when he's stunned? He might. I'm actually not sure. It's getting smacked around a bit here. Okay, so he didn't proc it because he was stunned. That's fine. I wonder if it's the War Master hit. I actually am not 100% sure. I don't have much. Yeah, okay, so it didn't happen right there. Okay, well, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly why. He did get a resist there on the A1. I'm not sure why he's putting... It looks to be that he's putting out 2 at a time sometimes. I'm not sure why that is. Let's see, he's about to take a turn. Didn't get any this time. So there's obviously that luck element. It's a 75% chance. I wonder if it is the War Master proc. If he does his AoE passive, then he procs War Master. I wonder if that's what it is. We've got very unlucky here, unfortunately, a few times in a row. We haven't got it. And I've obviously made our runtime a bit longer because of this. But as you can see, we're getting through this. The Gnarlhorns are certainly getting beaten up, but they are being healed up consistently by Painkeeper, which is exactly what we want to see. There we go. Yeah, you're definitely seeing double poison ticks right there. Double poison application. So he's putting out like way more than it seems he should. Again, we can see 2 poisons right here. 2 turn duration. I don't know why. I don't know for sure. But it's damn useful. Like, look at that. All that damage ticking up. But look, you get the idea for how this comp works. I'm going to let this run out. I mean, you can see, really, there's no surprise. Every wave is going to be the same. Gnarlhorns, chain provoking. Painkeeper heals them up. And Ironclad does all the damage. It's going to be a bit slower because I was pausing it and messing around a bit there. But I'll be back at the end and we'll see how it looks. All right, here we are, guys. We're on the final wave. And actually, one tip I did get here was that we can actually direct our target. So if you're willing to play semi-manual, right, actually targeting the highest health enemy, so you stack up a few extra bits of poison and get some extra just direct damage on them, is going to make things faster. So for example, right here, we actually have an enemy Ironclad, and he actually is higher health and he doesn't have any poison stacks. So just because all of our damage is so kind of even across the board with poisons, it does make sense to try target whoever is highest health at all times. And you could obviously speed this run up like another Ironclad, even level 50 in, you know, stun set to lock him out of some animations, or another one in a toxic set, even again at level 50, doesn't need books just to do this stuff, would probably speed things up. We'll switch to Painkeeper at this point when I'm not too distracted yabbering and jabbering on, so that we can take her down. But we're coming in. Obviously, it's a lot of turns to actually make this happen. You're waiting for the enemy to take turns as well and to die from the poison. You know, it's not like a fast way to do it in terms of, I guess, overall compared to everything in the game. But compared to all the other options for this sort of content, this is actually extremely, extremely quick. And here we go. So this definitely wasn't their fastest run. He's had, as you can see, a much luckier run. He was able to do it before in 1:33 and 6:45. There's a huge amount of randomness there, but I mean, as you can see from the damage, both the Gnarlhorns with a respectable, actually very, very even 16,000 damage apiece, which is nice. Ironclad is coming in with 1,600,000 instead, 1.6 million. Painkeeper actually doing a good chunk with 500 as well. But yeah, I definitely think, I don't know if this Painkeeper is in Toxic. I don't think the Painkeeper is in Toxic, but that could potentially speed it up more and more as well. And the crazy thing about how effective this is, right, how effective this strategy is, guys, we look at the global rankings, and he's actually number 9 in the world. Number 9 in the world at 133 turns. The fastest is 100 turns, which is the same team but only one Gnarlhorn. So that's probably using the exact same concept, just with much higher speeds, most likely, so that he's able to stack up more poisons. Gnarlhorn can keep stuff provoked. They probably have got more health. They can take more hits. But it's pretty insane. Number 9 in the world with this Toxic set Ironclad. I just think this is such a cool strategy. It's so impressive. And it really raises the questions for me. The thing that really blew me away right there was looking at this and going, he 100%, because I was watching it, 100% sometimes procs 2 poisons in AoE on everyone, which is really weird. He probably shouldn't be doing that. It is probably a bug. I'm not 100% sure if, I don't know, can War Master usually proc Toxic set? I don't think it can, but I could be wrong about that. You can let me know if you know more. I don't think it does though. I'm about like 70-80% sure it's probably a bug that he can actually trigger the Toxic set twice. The thing that makes that most intriguing for me though is the possibility of triggering stun set twice, of triggering taunting set twice. I can imagine having this guy in just really fast in Hydra with a taunting set, and every time he takes a turn, he triggers taunting twice. That's kind of nuts. Of course, if he ever does get hit, and he gets heal reduction on himself from that Head of Decay, it's not going to do this anymore, so that sucks. But I mean, I tell you what, like if you come in and you've got a good chance, a very good chance to do, 2 checks a taunting set, then you do his A1 on Head of Decay, you get a third go at taunting set. That's probably better than what a lot of people can do. So I certainly think there's a ton of potential here. Obviously, I haven't tested that out. Today, it was really just a short, quick little showcase of what he can do at Toxic, and it's actually very impressive. Just that slow burn, wearing enemies down, actually is very, very powerful, surprisingly powerful. It completely self-activated with Immortal set. So there you go, Ironclad. Actually a very intriguing rare. Like I said, I thought it was just like this meme nuke people for damage thing, but there's actually a lot more to it in terms of exploiting how sets work. In terms of how blessings work, unfortunately it's only a rare, so there's not really too much going on there. None of them are going to help him really actually that much. So I think you can kind of choose whatever, to be honest with you. Yeah, like, I mean, Phantom Touch is going to do a small bit of damage, but it's single target only. It's based off of attack. It's really not going to do too much. Probably better off one of the defensive one. Hero Soul would be kind of cool, but I don't know if it would up his War Master damage a small bit. I don't know if it would. I don't think it affects the poison damage at all. So you can kind of pretty much do whatever. I mean, Faultless Defense, maybe, to stay alive. I don't know. Or Survival Instincts to maybe get some more turns. It's interesting. Very interesting. But there you go, guys. Ironclad. Fun little look there. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Again, big shout out to Limiting for letting me jump on the account and to showcase the number 9 team in the world for Secret Room 7. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.